Welcome back to another Countdown to Graduation. This is Series 3, Episode 11, Day 8. And I am your champion, BlueRaven. I'm also your commentator. So what I'm talking about today is another highlight of coming here to do the MBA. Is that I'm in Southern California, and everything's down here. There's everything that you can ever think of. One direction there's mountains, the other direction desert, if you like the desert, the other direction the beach, and then San Diego and Mexico is just right around the corner also. But the highlight of the 2 years living here was actually getting to do pro wrestling training. So I can consider myself as a trained professional wrestler. So I've only done it for, not only, but I've done it for 3 months. I almost completed the whole beginner's session. But yeah, time, money, those are valuable resources that became extremely sparse. So, as economics goes, when supply goes down, price skyrockets. But anyway, let's talk about some pro wrestling. That was the most amazing thing that I think I've ever done in my life. I would really, if I can afford it, I would really consider continuing that and going with that. Not as like a career or anything, but that would be an amazing hobby. I've learned a lot. Beat up some people. Got beat up. And found out that the hip toss is my favorite move to take. Body slams are amazing as well. And I was surprised on how much body slams don't hurt. I remember last year for my birthday, I wanted somebody to body slam me. That's what I wanted for my birthday. I wanted nothing else. I didn't want anyone to spend money on me or any of that stuff. I just wanted to be body slammed. But no one would do it. But it was okay. 8 months later, I got body slammed. And it wasn't even for my birthday. I paid to have somebody body slam. Well, essentially, I paid for the training, so I paid for someone to body slam me. And they did it, and it was amazing. The first time I got body slammed, I was like, am I getting body slammed? And then it happened, and I was like, oh yeah. And then like an hour later, I was like, I finally got body slammed. After all these years, 500 years of my life, and I finally get body slammed. That was something amazing. And then when I actually learned how to take the hip toss without landing stupidly and hurting myself, hip tosses are extremely fun. Like, when do you get to just like jump into the air, flip forward, and land on your back and not get hurt? When do you get to do that? You don't. Unless you're like in on a trampoline, bounce house, or like jumping on your bed. But when you do it that way, there's just about no risk in landing wrong. So it's not even fun. If it's not a risky activity. Okay, I just ran out of memory, and the video got cut off. Or I thought it got cut off until I watched it, and then I still had some time. But now I made some space, and yeah, I'm back. So what I was saying is, jumping on the bed or landing on something like that is extremely riskless, and there's not much of a, I talk in my head. I just realized I do that. But it's essentially riskless because you're just landing on something that will protect you from falling. And there's no fun in that. The fun is knowing that you have to land correctly or else you're going to hurt yourself. So the risk involved means that you have to try harder, you have to be better. You know that you're doing it right if you're not hurting yourself. So that's the fun part about it. And that's the whole thing about wrestling. It's like, you know when you're not being in pain that you're doing it right. Because wrestling should hurt you it should cause you very little pain, aside from fatigue of running around and all that stuff, and just exhausting yourself. I was completely exhausted every dang time. So one of the parts of the training it's called running the ropes. Is what you do is you run from one side of the ring to the other, back and forth, and each lap, like running one side back, is like a lap. So you do that maybe like 10 times, as fast as you possibly can. And it's just to teach you how to keep your stride, keep your cadence going, and bounce off the ropes correctly without doing anything wrong and like falling through the ropes and breaking your neck or something. But you do that 10 times. And then the next group would go. So no, let me step back a little bit. So one person's running this way back and forth, and the other one's going this way. So you have to be synchronized, so you're not running into each other. And what gets difficult is when I'm getting tired. First it starts out like this, and then I get tired, so it's like up. Well, I kind of have to jump over the other person. I've done that several times. I just leaped completely 5.5 to 6 feet into the air and jumped over someone. It happens when I'm completely fatigued. And so you would do that, and then you would wait for the next pair to go, and then you would do it again. And then you would do it a third time after the pair goes. So you will be dead. Like, I would do that the 3 times, and then I kind of don't have air for the next 10 minutes. That's why I say I'm old, just because I turn out that energy. But it's fun. I finally lost weight. I tell people that I'm fat because I gained weight since high school, but I lost like 7 pounds doing wrestling. So it's an amazing workout, and it's fun learning all of the techniques. Like, they were kind of, I don't know, they seemed like they were surprised that I knew what I did, or I was learning as fast as I was. Just like, I wasn't even there. I haven't even done 20 lessons. So it was 2 times a week usually, unless I had like a final or some crap coming up. So it was like, oh, this is my 10th time, and they're like, what? And I'm all doing all this stuff, but that's what I do. I'm the champion. I'm an international champion. So I have to be good at everything. I have to learn extremely fast, and that's what I do. And I was like the oldest noob there, well, as far as non-trainer, I would say. So I was like 10 years older than the youngest guy, and maybe I was like 4 or 5 years older than the other guy that was there with me. But anyway, that's why I say I'm old. But it was an amazing time. Yeah. So I got to do some matches. I didn't do any shows. So my goal is to go back and complete like the whole series of wrestling trainings and perform in a wrestling show. I want to perform. So I want to perform at least one show, and that's my goal, is to perform at least one. And most likely I'm going to lose, because I mean, in your first match, you're probably going to be scheduled to lose. I didn't say scheduled. You're probably going to lose because you're not that good. That's what I really said. I'm not breaking any rules, or I'm not breaking the immersion of wrestling. So that's that. So, international champion BlueRaven is thanking you for being a fan, watching my videos, being amazing, And if you don't watch this video, I'm going to powerbomb you. No. I'm going to do the Canadian Destroyer on you.
Flying, doubling over with the boot to the midsection. Oh my goodness, there it is! Did you see that?
So, if you watch this video, you know that you're safe. So tell everyone else that hasn't watched it that they're not safe. They're going to get Canadian destroyed. I said it. Then I ran out of video space.